reading extracts from my book, Sexual Surrogate Partner Therapy. In this video, I'm going to read some extracts from chapter 4, which I entitled Society's Adolescence. Lurking beneath the veneer of a sexually confident culture in our society, there is a widespread and deep sexual insecurity. It eats away at the emotional, mental and physical health of individuals and erodes relationships on a daily basis. For those who suffer its disabling effects, life is reduced to a daily battle with anxiety. Yet despite the severity of these sexual problems, quietly endured by the masses, sexual insecurities, dysfunctions and anxieties are largely kept secret. They're not recognized as permissible or acceptable anxieties and are rarely treated holistically. Most psychogenic sexual problems can be traced back to some form of sexual repression. During infancy and childhood, the need of the child is for intimacy. The deepest longing in the human heart is for love and acceptance. Body feelings are actually thoughts and memories which have been translated into emotions and judgments. What happened when I was hungry? What happened when I was afraid? What happened when I was naughty? Was I punished or was I loved? How did I receive instruction and correction as distinct from punishment? How did I know that I was loved? By touch and through the eyes. Did the parental touch produce body feelings of acceptance or the impact of rebuke and shame? Did their eyes reveal the face of love and forgiveness or the critical gaze of condemnation? By the time the child reaches adolescence, he has largely worked out how to judge his worth. Now he is 11, 12 years old, much younger in some cases, and suddenly having spontaneous erections, wet dreams, and sexual thoughts. He has experimented and found masturbation to be a mixed blessing of incredibly strong and pleasurable feelings and horribly conflicting feelings of guilt and lonely isolation following the ecstasy. What now in his quest to know that he is loved? How now should he judge himself? If he is not able to judge in his own mind that sex and his sexuality and sexual desires are acceptable, he will still have his wet dreams, erections, sexual thoughts and masturbation, but he will be forced to experience these in secret and in a sort of sexual isolation. When the adolescent who has grown up in a sexually isolated environment has his first sexual experience, he will then have far more questions than answers in his mind. What is expected of me? Should I really be doing this? What is she thinking? What is he thinking? Am I doing it right? With all this tension and negative thinking going on in his mind, his sexual body stands a good chance of letting him down. A penis can be very disobedient when the brain is sending desperate signals to it. And with the nervous system on overload, the chance of prematurely ejaculating is very great. The sentencing to self-judgment is very harsh. This young person is sentenced to a lifetime of loneliness, being found guilty of not being worthy of love. He may escape the worst of sentences, but instead will sentence himself to always finding difficulties in satisfying his partner. His obsessive thoughts, based on self-judgement, having no basis in actual truth, are, I'm not good enough. I don't know enough. I don't get hard enough. I don't last long enough. Lurking beneath those anxieties and nervous states hide thoughts, feelings, and memories of judgment, guilt, shame, condemnation, and fear. Such states of consciousness are in themselves numinous. They're not easily, if at all, removed by psychological intervention or talk therapy alone. Treating the symptoms without healing the causes is like pasting wallpaper over a cracked wall and hoping it will stick. Treating effects by prescribing medications, pills, and potions when the causes remain unhealed may be actually making the state of consciousness worse. States such as fear of intimacy cannot in any circumstances be treated by prescribing performance-enhancing drugs. How can lives be reclaimed after such deeply ingrained feelings of self-judgment, self-condemnation, self-hatred, and self-loathing have become entrenched in the psyche? By unlearning the errors and discovering true intimacy, by becoming an adolescent again. Dr. Martin Cole, the great pioneer in the UK of sexual surrogate partner therapy in the 70s, wrote, "A man or woman who suffers from a fear of mice will, at some stage of their treatment, need to encounter a mouse." That simple statement lies at the heart of the most radical and effective form of sexual therapy in the world. Sexual surrogate partner therapy. I hope you found this interesting and helpful. My name is David Brown, and this is the School of Intimacy, Consciousness, and Self-Awareness.